Hello, everyone, and welcome to another spontaneous webinar on a very, very fascinating subject, yet very real, very powerful. See, many times when we just try to tap into our souls here and there, we find moments of spirituality as like rare moments or moments that we must capture in order to be able to tell our experience to others afterwards. And it shouldn't be like that. We should live our lives as if these moments were constant, and they are constant part of our reality. They're a constant uh, part of our journey. They happen all the time. And we shouldn't have this switch between I'm going to go back to the real world and pray for these majestic moments. But you have to live your life in a majestic way, in a spiritual, soulful way, and simply visit Earth when you need it. So today or tonight, depends where you are in the world, and I'll tell you why I'm saying these things, because somebody once asked me, what if the time zone is different? And the subject, of course, of this conversation today is 3:33 a.m. The reason I don't like to call it webinars anymore and name it conversations are because I don't teach you anything. These are the things that we experience ourselves. And once we have the general understanding that these are spiritual messages and we understand the veil between the worlds, we understand how these realms operate, we see the map. We really just see the map and we zoom out and we see how things are structured on the spiritual realm. And luckily to me, spiritual transformation simply means not getting rid of all the ego, because it's impossible when we are human, but is to be able to really understand just not only why things happen to us, but how they happen to us. We have to understand all types of manifestations, including the subject of this conversation. So it's not a webinar. You all have your own personal experience, and you all might have an individually different message when you encounter these things. So it's not going to be a long conversation. It's really just made a post, and the post was about that subject, and many people share their personal experience. And I felt driven, I resonated with that, and I decided to do a short video. So 3:33 a.m. or even 3 a.m. is a special time in our dimensional timeline, if you would. And to understand the dimensional timeline, you have to understand that your soul is timeless, what it wants to be, and then it's time limited or time obeying while we are back in our physical consciousness. And there's a time at night when most people, again, some can stay up all night, and then their 3:33 a.m. time means nothing. But for those who go to sleep at night and find themselves waking up in that time, and usually will be exactly that, either 3 a.m. or 3:33. And the number simply means the portal. Sometimes it's numbers of angel into number 3:33. But on the nutshell, it's the thin layer between the two realms that we have here in this physical consciousness. You must understand that we don't just have physical consciousness, and then when we pass from this world, when our body dies, then we have a full spiritual consciousness. That's not the case. We have both physical and spiritual realms in this life journey in our physical body. So there's like a realm inside a realm. And and the boundaries and the veil is very, very thin at a specific time during the night, where energies are being exchanged. And again, it's coming from the same concept as from your soul leaving your body while you are still alive. And you wonder, how am I still alive if my soul is leaving the body? Not understanding that the soul is literally just living the physical body, but still around in this world, but in the spiritual realm within the physical realm, and not going into the afterlife and coming back. So it seeks knowledge and seeks energy and does spiritual things that our physical body cannot comprehend and will not be able to comprehend if we are awake and aware. So there's a difference between physical consciousness and spiritual consciousness. Many people will wake up in that time because their soul just encountered a message. The soul either encountered a spiritual battle, because depends how you go to bed before, depends with what energies and feelings and emotions, most importantly, you go to bed the night before, because we simply manifest everything. And when that doorway is open, think about like a doorway that automatically opens in a certain time, where some people call it the witching hour, and I'm gonna go over the subjects here. So why is this time often referred to as witching hour, surrounded by so many legends and beliefs? Because really, people that experience that almost know for a fact that this is not a physical thing, that they woke up in that time. There's a spiritual, there's a really metaphysical feeling that goes along with that awakening, the physical awakening of 3:33 a.m. or 3 a.m. And sometimes it's a beautiful message from an angel. Sometimes it's guidance. At times it can be a sign that a spiritual awakening is going as planned. And at times it can be everything dark that we manifested during the day, or that we absorb from others, from the collective, and we decided to dwell on it and manifest it. So when that door opens, when that crack in the door opens, we can either bring in light, which this is one of the things that we're supposed to do, taking advantage of these spiritual moments that merge with our lives, or we can bring out darkness that we ourselves are welcoming into this physical realm of us. So there is this physical world, and inside of us, there is a spiritual realm where we have to deal with evil, or with the freedom of choice. Those opposing forces to who we really are, to kindness, to love, to hope, to friendship, to faith. All these opposing energies are not coming from outer worlds and interfering with our life here. They're simply spiritual energies and angels and many, many spiritual beings who their sole job is to oppose the divine light. That's, in other words, is what drives the ego. That's, in other words, what people call the evil inclination, or the devil, or hell, or you name it. It doesn't matter. I'm just giving you points of reference. You have to see the picture as it is, according to how you see it. If you wake up at 3:33 a.m., start investigating. Try to wonder whether it was just a beautiful message that you're doing the right things. Try to connect it with your emotions, with with things that happened prior, with things that are about to happen. Embrace that. Once you embrace and understand that your awakening at that time has a significant spiritual meaning and message, you will experience more of these. And they will not just become little glimpse of uh, revealing the other side or revealing the spiritual messages, but it will be an inseparable part of your life. Your life will move in such a fast, high pace, and almost every event in your life will teach you a good lesson. I'm telling you because I'm experiencing this life myself on a personal level. And there's no better journey. And there's no other journey that my soul would have chosen even before it came here. And at the same time, don't look at 333 as something like when people say witching hour, and it's not necessarily a witching hour. In fact, it's an enlightening hour. But if we are decide to welcome the opening of the portal between the worlds, the portal opens up, and it opens up in that time, and to the answer of like the time difference, there's always 3:33 a.m. somewhere. You know the saying, there's always 3 a.m. somewhere. That's really the meaning behind it. It's just you're going to have it in your time, where depending where you are. But when it does happen, you have to understand that a portal is open. A portal is open in many other areas in lives and moments in lives, and we have to take advantage. And one of the main purposes in life is to recognize when these portals open up between the worlds, when we really can send a prayer and make sure that it doesn't hit a wall or a block or anything stopping it. That's the main thing. When do we really connect to our higher selves? We can only connect to our higher selves when this portal is open. And I'll tell you one more thing. Not only you should recognize when this portal is open, but you have the power to open that portal yourself. And you have to take note with any spiritual sign. Not only the 3:33 a.m. waking up, meaning your soul beyond a shadow of a doubt visited the other side for a message, but you also have to understand that dreams, especially those that you don't remember, especially those that were intense enough to remember, but you don't remember them. You know, that's what's been happening to me nowadays in this war situation. There's a lot of dreams that are just major, intense, just like a blockbuster movie type dreams that I'm involved in, of course. I'm the star of, and there's so many things that are so real and just physical and spiritual, and things that just, it's a lucid dreaming. It's the type that you really know that that's a dream, but that's also a message. And the moment I wake up, they just fade away from my consciousness almost purposely, almost like the message was written on the sand and the waves just took it away. And this is exactly how we should trust the time 3:33 and the fact that your soul just came back from the other side. And I could have sit here and talked to you about just a technical webinar about what that means, and examples and stories and what it feels like. And some people have sleep paralysis around that time. It's very, and I'm going to tell you here, I'm going to show it to you, that sleep paralysis, which is a condition diagnosed by doctors, seems to peak around this hour. So like the physical body is merging with the soul again, and science calls it sleep paralysis. Like your soul is getting messages, and a portion of its light is still there, and the body is just being being shocked by what's going on spiritually with the soul. So it's intense, but yet it's beautiful. And once you have understanding, it's not scary. Once you have understanding, you open that portal and are and you're able to bring in light, and not the other way around. Just like they're saying, the way you make the bed, that's how you sleep at night. The way you manifest your feelings and emotions, that's what you welcome from this portal called 3:33 a.m. or 3 a.m. or any other time that there is a significant event that requires your soul to connect to its higher self. Okay? I'm in a place where there's a war. There's innocent civilians, beautiful souls who are being held, kidnapped against their will, taking, being torn apart from their physical normal lives. Children and elderly people, just like civilians. And why am I saying this? Is because I can assure you that in the past, I think it's 38 days since they're being underground as hostages, they have nothing but connecting to their higher selves to keep them going. It's one of these moments that the portal between their spiritual realm and their physical reality are merging, everything getting to the right proportion. Hope and faith are the only thing that the soul is holding on to, and it's manifesting it. And it's a challenge and it's a trial, and it's part of their soul contract. But what I'm trying to say is that this is a tragic example, and the portal also opens when you feel the butterflies in your stomach after looking at one of your loved ones, whether it's your spouse or children or anything exciting that happens. You open up that portal, and your soul is getting filled with light, and this is our moment of happiness. 3:33 a.m. is just one way the portal opens in one time, and it's usually meant for messages, um, affirmations, and a little peek of how our soul journey is being handled so far. So this is it. This is uh, this is my 2 cents on 3:33 a.m. based on my personal experience, on my personal divine knowledge. And I want to tell you one more thing. All of you have your own personal divine knowledge and understanding to what's going on in your world and in the world general. So use it, find out about it, and never be shy to share it. Thank you so much for watching this short conversation and tuning in. And I hope you resonate with some of these things. And one last thing, live your life like a soul, and you will have a life of a soul.